Hello everyone and welcome to my Repentance Plus Devil Deal and Trinket buff video. This was supposed to be out earlier this morning. I apologize for the delay. Well, no further ado, let's just get right into it. First item that we're going to go over is Shade. As you can see, Shade follows the player around. It's on a minus 0.66 second delay. I had a lot of trouble with using Shade effectively. Not so much with these enemies that chase you, not so much with enemies that stand still, but as you'll see here, this spawner here, this dude was a major problem. Enemies that will walk away from Isaac while using Shade, this item is not good for. It does not do very much of anything. Now, the one cool thing about Shade is that once you reach 600 damage dealt with Shade, you will get 3 leeches similar to my shadow that'll go around and kill enemies, which is awesome. The downside, and I don't know if this is intentional or not, but after I got to that point where I got the leeches, I went to another room and they just never came back. I don't know if this is a glitch with the item. I don't know if this is supposed to happen. I can't find anything online about it, so I'm assuming it's a glitch that needs to be fixed. I haven't seen anyone say anything about it, probably because nobody uses Shade. It sucks. This item needs a buff, and my proposal is very simple. Further reduce the movement delay to negative 0.33 seconds. And once you hit the point where you can get the leeches from Shade, just have them stay. Just have them stay forever. Like, these things are actually pretty decent, and it kind of does reward you for using Shade in its really shitty form at the start. But since I used it and now they're just gone, it feels like a very empty reward. I feel like I just used Shade for nothing. The next 2 items I want to talk about, so this will be items 2 and 3, because they're brother and sister. Sister Maggie and brother Bobby. Now, there's nothing wrong with these items inherently. They're supposed to just kind of contribute to conjoined, which is fine, but, you know, let's make them do something a little bit more useful for the player, right? So my proposal for Sister Maggie is, due to it being labeled as a Maggie, I think that when the familiar kills an enemy, it should have an increased chance to drop a heart. Whether that wants to be a red heart or a soul heart or a black heart, I'd say just break it down into chances, like 80% for red heart, 10% for soul heart, and then 10% black heart, or maybe 5% or 6% black heart, 4% eternal heart, something like that. Same kind of goes for brother Bobby, but I would say 50-50 chance between bombs and keys. And obviously not every kill that they get would produce one of these consumables. I think that'd be way too strong, but give the player something, more of a reward for taking these items rather than conjoined progression, because I don't know about you guys, conjoined isn't really the best transformation. It helps, certainly, can contribute to some crazy builds, but I think these items on their own should be able to kind of do more and be more useful. Maybe not even in terms of damage, but in terms of doing something. The next item we have is Missing Page 2. Now, the way this item works is that it procs Necronomicon once you are on 1 heart. Once you get hit and you go to 1 heart, it procs Necronomicon 1 time. That is it. Safe to say, this item is actually dog water, trash, garbage, useless. The only way I could kind of make this item even function long enough to showcase it in a video is to make use of scapular as well. So good luck finding both of these items and then having the wherewithal to use it in this way, which is super ineffective. Simply my proposal for this is just going to be make it proc Necronomicon as a 50% chance on every hit. Easily makes it better. Doesn't take away from Necronomicon. Still is worse than Dry Baby, which is fine. This item's a quality 1 or 0. It's not supposed to be great. Just give it a more increased chance, or give it an increased chance to work on every hit, and not like a trinket we're going to talk about later, where it's completely negligible. I give it like a 33% chance or 50% chance to proc on hit. I think would be fine. Be at least decent. You at least get some value out of taking this item. Now, the last item I want to talk about here, officially before we get into honorable mentions, is going to be Dark Prince's Crown. I think everyone's kind of privy to this item. Gives you a tears, speed, and range up when you are on exactly 1 red heart. This item is borderline useless. Very rarely will you ever consciously be on 1 red heart, unless I guess you are Eve, but even then, Whore of Babylon works where all you have to do is be at 1 red heart or less. This item does not work that way. This item only works when you're at 1 full red heart. Yippee! Useless trash. My favorite. The easiest way to make this item actually function is just make it work exactly like Eve's Whore of Babylon, where you have to be at least at 1 red heart or less to make this item work. Interestingly enough, these are some characters that I wanted to showcase the interactions of, because I feel like I would get asked this question in the comments, so a little bit of pre-planning. The Lost cannot use this item at all, whatsoever. Completely useless. Also, it was not filtered out by birthright, which if they don't change this item, it should be. The Keeper can use this item when he's at 1 coin. However, being at 1 coin with the Keeper is functionally a death sentence. You do not want to do that. And we have Blue Baby. Blue Baby can't use this item at all. He cannot get red health, even though Keeper can use it. I don't know how this makes sense. I don't know how this is supposed to make sense. Edmund, what are you doing? Please fix this item. This item is garbage. Now, for my honorable mentions, I will include some gameplay of Bloodright. After further testing, I kind of realized that Bloodright is just okay. It's still not great. Having to sacrifice your red health to just use a Necronomicon is just functionally worse Necronomicon, so I think to remedy this, instead of doing 40 damage like Necronomicon and missing page 2 and a trinket we're going to talk about later, make it do 65 or 80 damage. That's it. That's all you really have to do. Just, if I'm giving up health to use this item, I feel like I should be getting something better than just a 3-room charge book. Not that Necronomicon's bad by any means, but if I'm sacrificing health, I feel like I should get more of a reward. You know what I mean? As compared to the Razor Blade. Which at least the function of that is to keep Eve in the Whore of Babylon state. There's also self-harm synergies you can use with Razor Blade that are better than using them with Bloodright, because Razor Blade is just, you have it on Eve starting. Any other character, they're both whatever. They're both not great, but IV Bag basically makes them irrelevant anyway. Now, the other honorable mention I want to give is Black Powder. Upon further reflection of Black Powder, I think that it's fun. It changes the game in a way that is interesting, but I think that where it fundamentally lacks is, why am I going to run around a room risking taking damage and messing up years of my dodging pattern knowledge to try and make this item work when I can just shoot them with tears and kill them anyway? I understand that it's like a gimmicky item, and that's cool and fine, whatever. It changes the way you play the game, but I don't think it changes it for the better, to be completely honest with you. I think that to make this item functional in a way that is also interesting, you can see here, I'm trying to catch up to the end of the powder. I should be able to coat the entire floor in this because I have the speed to. I think that is one major drawback of Black Powder. Some things you should be able to do, you cannot do. It's very, very disappointing. I would say literally just fix that. Make it so that way I can coat the entire floor in the circle. I think that'd be fine. Alternatively, and this is the more boring answer, but I think this would actually make this item good, make this worse Toxic Shock. Have it scale less with less damage than Toxic Shock compared to Isaac's damage, and have it just do damage to the room for like the first 5 seconds of the room, like a lingering effect. And that's like the boring answer, but I feel like that's the functional answer. This item just can never be good. It will always be very niche and borderline useless. Now, the last item I want to get into is actually going to be Death's List. Not because I think that it's bad, but I think because it's buggy. It was really hard to find instances of this item being bugged, which sounds kind of like facetious or like I'm lying to you, but I swear to God I'm not. I've had times where this item, I'm fighting Larry Jr. and I have this item in caves, and I take out the head because he's a multi-segmented enemy. A lot of A lot of enemies in Isaac are multi-segmented. The way that this works with Death's List is it treats each segment as a different enemy, which can cause problems. So I've had it where I will destroy Larry Jr.'s front segment, and then it'll give me something in the middle. It is literally an impossible task. You cannot just destroy the center because it'll disperse the damage throughout Larry Jr. and destroy a random part of him. There's other examples. Any kind of host enemy that when, not like the host hats, but things like mullabooms, but where they don't explode, they have the spiders in them, and I don't know the name offhand, or the meatballs in the womb. I've noticed some very strange interactions with them too, where Death's List kind of just freaks out and it can't figure out which part it wants you to target. So there's some very weird, glitchy interactions with it, and I really did try to get some good footage. I might have one or two clips that I'll put over this, but I think just Death's List is very glitchy, and I kind of want Slay to do a video on it because I can't do this justice. The amount of hours and manpower it would take for me to do this video would be insane, but I will try if asked. Now we're going to finally move on to the trinkets. This is like the last section of the video. I have 5 trinkets here. I wanted to limit everything to 5 because that is the criteria that Edmund put out for us, but I also didn't want to just rework everything in the game because I'm not a game designer. You know, these are just my opinions, dude. Hey, I'm just doing the best I can here as someone who's put over 1,000 hours into the game. My first trinket that I think everyone will agree on is useless and garbage, his mom's toenail. The way this works currently is after 20 seconds, it'll just randomly step somewhere in the room. I think that's garbage. The way that I would change it is literally just make it step on a random enemy in the room. That's it. That's all you have to do. Next up, I have Mysterious Candy. What this item is actually supposed to do is it increases Isaac's chance to fart every 30 seconds, either spawn a poop or fart, and it deals 6 damage. This is functionally useless. This is like if placenta was dog water, and placenta is actually like goated because every 2 minutes it has a chance to heal like a heart back. I think it's a heart or half a red heart. I'll put it up on screen, but you could theoretically, this item gives you theoretical immortality if you just have gnawed leaf or if you just AFK in the starting room every floor. It's literally just functional immortality as long as you have red heart containers. The way that I would make this work, honest to God, let's just ditch the farting gimmick. It's supposed to be like a laxative, and it makes me want to shit, but instead of shit, it makes me want to vomit. I propose that this becomes a ghetto cracked crown where it just gives one random stat a 20% increase per floor. That's the best I could think of, to be honest, because there's another trinket on this list that does effectively the same thing, and I didn't bother to get gameplay footage of it because it's so niche to find and use unless you're Blue Baby or Tainted Blue Baby, which is the brown cap. That gives you a chance to spawn poop every 20 seconds. I'm sorry, correction. That is the brown cap. The brown cap makes poop explode. Cool. I guess this will be useful for like 3 floors, and that's it. It's okay. It's just so underwhelming. There's a lot of trinkets I think that I could have picked from, but these are ones that I see a lot that I could give suggestions to fix, unlike Cursed Skull or Cursed Penny. I cannot, dude. I'm sorry. The way I would fix this literally is just give it a chance to spawn poop every 20 seconds. So just give it basically what Mysterious Liquid does, or Mysterious Candy does now, and give it an additional synergy where butt bomb effect lasts longer. Make the explosions, butt bombs, and the butt bomb effect last longer. Cool. I feel like that would make this like cool and useful, and you can use it in different ways, especially with like Blue Baby, Tainted Blue Baby. Make it actually functionally useful. On the rare occasion you do find it, and even when you're not playing that character, it also gives it functionality to do other things. The next trinket I have is Louse. This thing is so garbage. Every 30 seconds has a chance, not a guarantee, a chance to spawn 1 blue spider in a room, in an uncleared room, by the way. Oh my dear God, like this is trash. Can we just make it guarantee spawn 1 spider per room, and then every 30 seconds has a 50% chance that can increase with luck to spawn another spider in the room. It makes it somewhat functionally better because it's one guaranteed spider, but like, dude, it's still one guaranteed spider. Like, this is box of spiders on a budget, on an extreme budget, like on some cheapskate reality television show type beat. Like, let's just please rework this trinket. It is so awful and garbage. The final trinket, missing page. I was hit trying to make this thing proc with 0 luck. It is a 5% chance. Roughly, the way that odds work is that after 20 hits, you should be able to proc it at least one time, right? We all agree that that's how math works. Maybe I'm mistaken. I didn't go to school, higher education, so maybe I'm wrong in how percentages work, but I think that's how this should work, roughly, is, right? We can agree. It took 55 hits. I'm going to repeat, it took 55 hits to set this trinket off one time. One time for a Necronomicon 40 damage to the room effect. This thing is functionally useless. The only good thing is that this scales with luck. Tell me how. I had 20 luck, so now the odds are flipped. 5 hits roughly should guarantee 1 proc. It took 16 hits to get this trinket to work. 16 hits. This thing is garbage. So, what I propose, increase this, ditch the luck scaling, just give it a flat 33% chance every time you get hit to proc. There we go. We fixed it. It still is worse than our proposed fix for missing page 2. It still is worse than Necronomicon and Dry Baby because it's a trinket, but at least it has a chance to do something. And no, I will not say the same thing about Wishbone and about Lunch, because at least those drop items when you finally do the thing with them. Those at least drop an item. Those do something useful, you know. So that's my exception before anyone says it. Is it sound logic? I don't know, but it makes sense to me. I would rather keep Wishbone and the Lunch Bag the way that they are, because there's ways to at least, like, I can go to a temperance machine when I have enough red health and try and actually get one of those two things to pan out. Like, at least there's a gameism. There's something that I can do to increase the odds and get something good out of it. Missing, I can't do it with this trinket, dude. This is actually the worst trinket in the game, I think. I really do think so. That's not the name Curse Skull, because I can't do anything for that item. I'm sorry. That thing, it just needs to be removed from the game. It's so bad. It is so bad. But this is my kind of buff idea breakdown video. I will try and get this up on Saturday, June 21st, and if not, it's just going to have to go to next Saturday, guys. I apologize again. Very busy 2 weeks. Started night classes to learn how to be a casino dealer. Trying to go to school in September, so life's gotten very busy. I will still try to upload at least bi-weekly, at the least. Thank you guys for watching if you made it this far through my buff of video idea / rant about some of these awful items in the game. Hopefully someone has better ideas than me, and that this next Repentance Plus patch fixes these dog water items and trinkets. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.